zombies. Yeah, my boy, all three of my projects. Oh, welcome. You are not looking live at the Calamity Jones Hour. This is going to stream live, but this is a pre-recorded episode. So this is actually Monday, July 9th, but this show will air on an upcoming Friday. This is the, I want to say, 39th episode of this show. 39th episode of this show. And we have a guest with me tonight. We don't have Glenn here, my husband, who's always here in spirit. So it's just me interviewing the guests tonight. I wanted to talk about some upcoming things. Every Wednesday, Bonnie Scalisi and I do the Wildflowers. That's a live interactive podcast where we sit down with another guest and we have a different topic every week, and we have the audience tune in and throw in their topics. This week we have John Santo coming on. He's a comedian and an impressionist, and we're going to be doing famous movie quotes. So I know a lot of us with our friends, we solely can communicate via movie quotes. So we're going to be doing that for an hour on Wednesday. So that's nothing but fun. On Thursday of this week, you have to get down to the With Bob with Love comedy fundraiser event for Bob Nelson. He's going through a rough time. He's very sick, and we are putting on a comedy show. I am not putting on the comedy show, but I am in charge of the raffles. We're raffling off a bunch of different baskets. You can get tennis lessons. You can get a free tuition to Stand Up University. There's some other great gifts that you can get. So you should go down there on Thursday. The link is on my page, and if you can't make it, you can just donate currency via the internet. Or if you have something that you want to donate as a basket, let us know. Also, what else do I have coming up? On 7:30, the Calamity Jones Hour, we're going to have Dana McAllister. And on August 2nd, last thing I'll bore you with, we will be at G's Club, which is a free comedy show headlined by Joe DeVito. So you guys should definitely get down there. That's West Hempstead, G's Club. And that's going to be fucking awesome. You'll probably never get a chance to see Joe DeVito free in your life. So you should definitely attend that event. So without much further ado, I'm going to bring on a gentleman. He is a upcoming rap artist from Long Island, born and raised. My friend, and now yours, Mr. Frankie Salles. Woo!
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome, Frankie.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So the show is about me, so I always talk about how I know the guest first. And I actually knew you through your mom. I work with your mom as I have a 40-hour week job. I don't just do comedy. And so I heard about you as her son, her more studious son. She's got two sons that do very well. Your little brother actually, how many yards did he run this fucking year?
Like 1,300.
1,300 yards, and he is a senior, or is he junior?
He's a senior.
He's a senior, and he broke a record for his school or for the county?
For both.
Holy fuck!
He was.
That is awesome.
I think he was third in the island.
Oh, hell yeah. That is awesome, because you have so much going on, and we're going to get into it because you're a rap artist, upcoming rap artist. We're going to get into you, but I thought that was really cool that when I talked to your mom, I'm like, it's so cool that your brother's got something going on as well, because I know you're blowing up right now. In a very short amount of time, a lot has happened for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're a driven kid. So tell me about this. So I first heard about you as her more studious son who was going to Marist. What did you start going to school for? What did you end up going to school for initially?
Originally, I was going to school for political science.
Okay.
I wanted to get into the Homeland Security field.
Okay.
And
like, what does that mean? Like, protect like us from domestic terrorists or outside terrorists?
To be honest with you, I was just young and just kind of went with it.
Didn't know exactly
no
what
idea.
it meant. Okay.
Yeah, I was the first
007 stuff.
I was hoping.
Okay.
I was the first one in my family to go to college. So.
Okay. All right. So me too. So I was pumped to get out there. I was the same thing. I'm like, here we go. They were just proud that you're out there doing it. All right, that's great. So first one to go to college for your family. And then she told me that you had a hidden talent, because I kind of came out to my family about my hidden talent of being a stand-up comedian. It's like a weird thing. It's like being gay. You have to like come out and and there's nothing wrong with being gay or a stand-up comedian, but you have to come out to your family at some point and tell them that this is something you want to pursue. While being a balance, you're still going to school for a 40-hour week job.
Yeah.
And you still have to bring home the bucks, being an artist doesn't always pay.
Yeah.
So tell me about, so that she told me that you had like a basically hidden talent, like your cousins knew about it, and like, how did that come about? Like,
yeah, I mean,
how old were you?
How old was I? I think I made my first song when I was like 16.
Okay. And that means you wrote it and you had somebody record it with you? Is that what you mean by your first song?
I wrote it. I had my own microphone. I went out, Best Buy, bought it.
Okay.
So I did everything by myself with my laptop.
Okay.
I write everything myself. The beats I get from my friends.
Okay.
So yeah, that first
But
one.
that's totally common in the rap game for
absolutely.
everybody, is like, it's even to write your own shit, and then most people use everybody else's samples and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I had made that first song, and
where did you get the beats for that first song?
That one was off YouTube, actually.
Okay, so because they have, like my husband was saying, you make a sample and you put it out there for free, and then you hope that one of these big guys raps over it really ill and buys it for 10 grand.
Yeah,
like that's like what the sample dudes are into.
Yeah, you can make a beat, you put it on YouTube. A lot of people try to like emulate an artist. So like I like J. Cole.
Okay.
So I would look up like J. Cole type beat, and like something along his lines would come up, like something that he would rap on.
Okay.
And then you could just get that off YouTube.
Okay, because you like his flow or you like his style. What is it exactly about him that you like?
It's really both. I mean, he's talented.
Okay.
He's one of those rappers that's like really up there and just in words of everything. Like, flow, lyricism. He has really like all of it. Yeah.
So I listen to, so you have, let everybody know that you have all your stuff's available on what? All major platforms?
Yeah, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, all streaming platforms.
Okay, I don't know about Tidal. That's just music?
Yes, I think.
Okay, and that's like an app itself?
Yeah, it's Jay-Z owns that one. That one pays their artists really well.
Oh, okay, so you have to have a subscription, but there's
like
no ads and stuff. Okay. Okay, so there's benefits of that. Okay, so you put out an album, so tell me about Leap of Faith, which is your most recent album that you put out. When did that one come out?
That came out March 26th this
March
year.
26th.
Yeah.
That just passed.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you start writing that? Is that a compilation of all your best stuff, or?
Yeah, I would say my best stuff. I've started writing it August 2020. So when I went back to school, I was like going back in the mindset.
So not even a year.
No, not even a year.
Okay, awesome.
I went back in the mindset of like, I'm gonna be living by myself. I was with my friends. Like, I'm gonna be living independent of my family. I'm gonna be in a new place. Like, by the time I come back, I want to have an album done.
Okay.
So I gave myself like that time frame to work.
Yeah.
And it was like every day. I mean, I had classes, I had work at school, but it was every day I was writing a verse. I was doing something.
Right.
To stay productive.
Right.
And it was definitely a grind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't hit the goal of by the time I come home, I want an album ready.
Yeah.
I was pretty close, but I wasn't there yet. So
Okay.
I came home and took like winter break to kind of breathe and relax a little bit, because it had been months of working.
Right.
I'm sure like as a creative, you got to take a break every now and
then. Oh
then.
yeah, and I wasn't even doing comedy when I was in college. So when I came home from college, I'm like, I worked all year, because I worked an outside job. Yeah. So like that was my extracurricular shit. But yeah, no, absolutely. So you decompressed and you dropped the album a little bit when you went back to school.
Yeah, I went back to school. I wrote one additional song, just put like finishing touches on everything.
Okay.
And then dropped it in March.
Okay. And your mom told me what song was her favorite. So that was the song I listened to first. And then you have which is Reasons, the song that you actually have like your grandmother. I really like that style. You have your grandmother, like a clip of her talking to you. And did she know she was being recorded for the album, or were you just happened to clip her saying that?
Yeah, that was on. It was in a conversation that we had on the phone.
Okay.
And I was just like in my like little studio.
Yeah,
I guess my bedroom.
Yeah, absolutely. My brother does the same thing.
With all the posters and the vinyls hanging up. Like, yeah, but I was just in there and she had called me while I was in the middle of it, and like I know when she's gonna go on one of her little rants.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is happening right now. Like, put it on speaker, hit record, and just let it run. Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great. Because that's priceless. And she's just encouraging you, saying basically anything you try, you're gonna do great at. And then you have another song that I feel like is complete opposite of that, the song Nuisance, which is more like gritty, more customary of a 21-year-old kid. And I feel like that's a lot with a lot of art, that you go, you show different sides of you with different pieces.
Yeah.
What would you say your mission statement is as an artist?
With Leap of Faith, the thing I was trying to get across was that, like, if you want to do something, like, you can absolutely do it. I had wanted to make an album since I was 16. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think that, like, I was nervous how you were saying, like, my family, like, how are they going to receive it?
Right.
I was kind of cast into the role of, like, I'm the scholar, like, I'm the first one going to college, like, I'm all these things.
Right.
And, like, I felt like I had to fit that role.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I kind of want to go in this direction.
Right.
So I'm, like, trying to play both. It's like a duality almost.
Yeah.
And that had kind of kept me from, like, really, like, putting my head down and working.
Right.
Because I was, one, afraid how are they going to receive it. Two, I was afraid, what if I fail?
Right. What if I put 100% and I don't look at the books at all, and then I don't even have a college degree, and while I'm here, I fucking don't get either. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's actually like something, a word I had down written for. How do you manage to balance?
It's hard. I mean, it's like, it's two completely different mindsets. Like, wanting, at least for me, especially now I'm working 40 hours a week in a marketing position.
Yeah.
And, like, that's like real corporate America stuff.
Yeah. And you got to decompress from that alone.
Exactly. And to be in that mindset of, like, okay, here I am, like, working, like, I'm having meetings with these important people, and, like, I'm supposed to be all, like, official. And then I come home and it's like, now I have to rap. It's just two completely different mindsets.
Right.
And it's like juggling it, going back and forth is extreme. It's difficult.
Yeah. Well, it's nice that you actually you're not working remote. You're working actually at an office, person. So you could actually not be in the same physical place where it's like, okay, I'm gonna turn on like a strobe light and be a rapper now, like in the same room. Like at least you get to walk into your the Beats Laboratory and
my bedroom with
So that's really cool. So now you told me that you have 6 songs that are in the works, and you want 3 more done by when?
By the end of August. Hopefully.
Okay, so for a whole nother album.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what that one's called, or you know what that one's called?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it Heating Up.
Heating up?
Heating, like heating up.
Oh, heating up, in basketball?
Yeah.
Or a big beer pong?
I'm also in a fraternity, so a lot of beer pong going on.
Yeah, okay. But that was initially a gamer thing. Are you a gamer? Because Heating Up was initially from a Game Boy.
No, I was thinking in terms
from a fucking video game.
Yeah, I was actually thinking in terms of like J. Cole's, one of his first mixtapes, or his second mixtape actually, was called The Warm Up.
Okay.
And he's my favorite artist, so like The Warm Up and Heating Up.
So Heating Up, all right.
And then also
cool.
when you play beer pong, when you hit 2 cups in a row.
Like,
oh, I'm heating up, and then
that's
how that goes. And this is my second album, so it's like I'm 2 for 2 now.
Okay, all right.
I'm basically saying I won before I won.
Yeah, all right, but that's the mindset winners have to have. You have to have the winning mindset when you go out in the court, and like I feel like, have you done any live performances? Or no, because it's been the lockdown.
I haven't. It's been tough since since I dropped the album March of this year, so like I think we were kind of coming out of it then.
Yeah.
I feel like now like we're really on the way out.
Yeah.
If we're not there already.
Yeah.
But since everything's opened up, I've been trying to get more shows.
Okay.
I have like a couple places in mind.
All right. Cool. Maybe we could do a comedy. They do a lot of comedy rap things, because it breaks it up a little bit for people that, you hear, somebody spit a couple songs, and then you hear a little bit of comedy, and then it goes back and forth, so nobody feels like they're stuck doing one thing all night. So what else? The album in progress. What is I know you said Heating Up. You already feel like 2 for 2. You're winning. What's the mission statement for that one, and how do you feel like that one's different than the first album?
The second one is so much different than the first one. The first one, I kind of went out again with that message of like, I'm this kid doing something that like scared me at first. That was the
Okay.
whole leap of faith like
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
like,
Like
just
you
do
felt
it.
you were
Exactly.
vulnerable in some of the songs.
Exactly. And now the second one is more just like, I'm kind of flexing my rap muscles. I'm showing my talent.
Okay.
Like, I can do this with the greats. Like, that's what I'm out to prove on this one.
Now, one of my questions, because the comedians, we do go to a lot of open mics and we go out there and then we try our stuff at shows and you literally record yourself and see what gets laughed.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what's gonna work? Like, do you spit around friends or what's the best way to get feedback?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of music, so like I'll know, like I'll record something and then sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, but I'll know on my own, like due to my ears, like I'll be like, this is gonna be a good one, this is like whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of times I send it to my friends, like
Yeah.
I'll put it right in the group chat, like let me know what you think of this.
Right.
And it's like, that's a banger, or like that is like a little weak, it could use some work.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, like having people that are honest is like really,
Yeah.
it's super beneficial.
Yeah, because you do need a crew of people to actually back you up, and your friends who have maybe known you since you're a little or are comfortable around you are going to give you the most honest feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you almost need. Like, that's why us as comedians were like, oh, it's great to go to open mics
Mm-hmm.
around comedians who aren't necessarily listening. They think
Mm-hmm.
they're funnier than you, because it just makes you have to sharpen your claws like
Exactly.
that much more. Now, life creates art, I think, and a lot of, like I said, I felt like you were very vulnerable in your first album quite a bit. How do you feel that your family and your just life on Long Island, how do you feel like that influences you and how that makes you different as from some of the other rap artists?
I mean, I had a lot on me, like when I was growing up. You know, I started working when I was like 15, like full time.
Okay.
And that kind of like taught me a lot, and like even just that. And by no means like we didn't have it horrible, like at all. But it was like we didn't have everything that we could have had.
Right.
You know, and it was just like to get to that extra step. I feel like music is my answer.
Yeah.
You know, like to really like be able to give everybody, like to give back to everyone.
Yeah.
Like I want my friends to have everything. Like I want my family to have everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, what am I gonna do to get that? And when you look at, you know, like I could get a job, I could work, whatever, and I'll provide, like I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if I really want to put on for everyone that I love and care for, like the only answer for me is music.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And I really appreciate that you're coming out to do something like this, but like that you're putting yourself on a limb to try something like that, because the 40-hour week job that you're working now to get you, because the whole thing with you comedy, I'm gonna keep making the similarities, but comedy like rap, you have to sell your soul and put yourself out there and do a lot of time before you get the recognition. And like painters, they don't even get the recognition until they're fucking dead. It's like, you know, like we have to work really hard and put a lot of ourselves in there, and have crews of friends that share your shit and like your shit, and just, you know, it's really crazy. What who are some of your favorite people to work with local in? Who are some people that you feel like have brought you up? Anybody that shared studio time with you? Anyone that you want to shout out?
Yeah, my friend Pino, he makes great music.
Pino?
Yeah, Pino, his rap name.
Okay.
He's the one who like kind of put me onto all this at first, because he was making music like a long time ago. Like we were in high school, probably like juniors maybe.
Okay.
And he was already like he had albums out, like he was really like going for it.
Yeah.
And I had wanted to, but didn't know where to start. And
right.
I knew him when I was younger, and then we kind of like disconnected. And then I saw him like posting his shit, and I was like, how can I get involved in this? And he like put me on with everything. He was like, this is what you have to buy, like this is what you have to get all these programs, like put me on my first song. And now like we still do a ton of, he's on my album actually. We do work together all the time. Through him, I met this dude KP that made my cover art. His name's Kyle Schwartz, but KP is like whatever.
Yeah.
I like working with them. There's this kid Blake that makes all of our beats. He's really good too. He made a couple beats on my new album.
Okay.
And on Pino's album, he makes like most of his beats.
Now, do you hear a piece of music and then rap over it, or do you have a concept and then figure out what sample works best? How do you what happens first?
I have like an idea. Like I mean, like I know when I'm in that like creative mood.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sit down and like this is gonna be great. But yeah, I'll find a beat and I'll just kind of like cycle through them until I find something that I like. A lot of the times I'll just like listen to instrumentals on YouTube, like just the beat. and I like the ones that I like feel something towards, but like haven't really connected with yet.
Yeah.
And then when I'm like feeling like I'm ready and like good to go, then I'll just like play back those ones and start like I just freestyle over everything and write it down as I go.
Okay.
So it's like spit a couple bars, like write it down, like backtrack, spit a few more, like just can kind of go through it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever record yourself? You ever use like a recorder? Because that's how we do with jokes a lot. You know, we just play like
I have
voice memos and stuff.
Yeah, I just have I have a Blue Yeti microphone, so I plug that right into my computer.
Okay.
And just record it in my bedroom.
Yeah. Now, do you clean your music up at all in terms of like auto-tune and all that kind of stuff, or is it always your raw voice?
My first album was like 90% raw vocals.
Okay.
And like that was hard for me because I don't like I know how to like touch it up a bit, but I don't know how to like fully mix and master.
Okay.
And the kid Blake that I was working with, he knows how, but he's busy with his own music too
right,
sometimes.
Right, yeah, and it's super tedious to that shit.
And I was like, I had been sitting on the album for longer than I anticipated.
Right.
And I told you I wanted it out by
and you
whenever.
know, you were already putting yourself out there, so why not do it as raw as you know?
Exactly. So it was like the first one.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I touched it up as best as I could, but it was mostly raw vocals.
Okay, but now this next one is a little different.
Yeah, the next one I've been in like constant communication with Blake, and he's been mixing everything. He's been sending it back to me, and it sounds so much better.
Great,
like the difference is crazy.
Yeah, I know, because honestly, even doing this shit with the podcasting, it's like people do them off their phone and stuff, and then it makes such a difference when you have actual computer, the mic versus us going off even though the beautiful microphone in here, you know, that's just in the laptop, you know, just having the lapel mics and stuff. It's just, people don't even realize how much that production, they won't listen to it when it's shitty production. They really won't.
I mean, I'm like that too. And I feel for new artists. I sympathize. Like, I like listening to underground artists.
Right.
But if it sounds like shit, I'm not going to listen to it. Like, to be honest,
I'm
immediately deterred. And I'm like, I mean, I get it because, like, some of my vocals aren't great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, I don't want to listen to it.
Right. So you have to have the stuff that compensates for it, is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
What is something that you would say is on your bucket list? Music or personal?
Music-wise, there's so many people that I want to make songs with. Like, even just, to have, like, conversations with people. One thing that I really want, actually, is I want to be on the XXL cover, like XXL Freshman.
What is that?
They do a freshman class every year, and it's, like, up-and-coming rappers.
Okay.
And they have them, like, come on their show, like, do a freestyle, and, like, post it everywhere.
Okay.
And everyone that has done it for, like, the past 2 years, with, like, a couple of rare exceptions, trash. So bad.
Oh, really?
And I hope one day that I make it and this surfaces, and I'm calling everybody out, like, trash. So bad. Wait for mine.
Okay. I thought you were going to say the opposite. Like, once you did it, you, like, make it. So,
I mean, some people do, but...
It's not a good testament of who's good.
It used to be super, super well respected, but as of lately, it seems like they're just throwing anybody on there.
All right. So, Frankie Salles has a chance, so you guys should hit him up. So bucket list that's for music wise. Now something personal you want to do before you die.
Simple, but I want to graduate college.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I don't think I would have died before that by any means.
Yeah.
But you know, it's it's always been a goal of mine being the first one. Like,
and
especially to like have that college degree and then also like try to go like the music route. Like, say I do make it with music and I have a degree. Like, it's so cool to me that I did both.
Yeah. I completely agree because I'm the first in my nuclear family. Like my mom, some of my my cousins and stuff, but none of my siblings graduated college. And my brother did, but I was older. I was first. But my older sister didn't, and we. I get that. It's really cool, but then to take us, because like the comedy now, there is money in it, and there's actually more money in this shit, the podcasting, really, than the comedy. Yeah. And really, the best way to make money in comedy is to own the fucking comedy club. So it's crazy, but I'm glad that you are pursuing a passion, because I know how comedy makes me feel, and I light up, and I know I feel like I'm giving back, and like I know when people enjoy a tune or you see someone dancing to it, like Cardi B was talking about, like, oh, when you see someone on TikTok dancing to your song, she's like, that's better than any number or metric that you can give me if that somebody watched it or listened to it anywhere else. Like, Has anybody taken any of your shit on TikTok? Has any of that happened? Because I know how that's like a random thing. How that works.
Not really on like TikTok, but people that I know.
Are you on TikTok? Do you push your stuff on there? Because I know that that's like an upcoming thing for
I've
music.
been on it. I'm a little lately because I've just been working so much. Like I haven't really been too active on social media. I've also been working on this album as well, so I'm kind of like really just keeping my head down and working.
Yeah.
But when the time comes, I'm definitely gonna get like more active on everything again.
Yeah.
But to answer the original question, like no, I really haven't seen any of my stuff on social media. But the feeling of like I live in a house with 12 guys when I'm at school.
Yeah.
And I can walk into like any room and at least once a day someone's playing one of my songs.
Well,
like,
that's cool.
Just because, and like it's a great feeling.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And they're not just doing that to fucking blow smoke up your skirt. That's like literally
like they don't even know that I'm coming in the room and I just open the door. And
and they wouldn't have it on their iPod if they didn't like the song. Exactly. You know, like and that's really cool. What would you say your spirit animal is?
My spirit animal? Like a lion.
Why the lion?
King of the jungle.
King of the jungle.
Is that a lion? Is that a tiger?
No, the lion's the king.
Whatever,
right?
like the top dog is.
The top cat.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about how COVID changed the game. Have you sought out any outdoor type of venues or anything like that, or doing anything like that, or have you just been focusing on getting the next content out and then we'll worry about where we're going to perform it?
I've been focusing more on the music.
Yeah.
Because the first album was good. I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna go to a show, especially as like somebody that I'm unknown right now,
where
I can't have people turning up to my shit.
Yeah.
So now like the next album, I kind of wrote it with the intent of I'm gonna be able to perform this and get people jumping, get people going crazy.
That's really cool. And then you actually can show your, you show both your strengths.
Exactly.
Like this is my party album, and this is my, and that way when you start touring a lot, if you start touring a lot, then every once in a while, you throw in one of those more vulnerable songs. When everyone else is out smoking a cigarette or whatever. Guys on stage because they're. Getting people in and out. Another thing. So where's the best? We were saying where's the best place to find you online? You're not good with your content yet, but how are you gonna get? Where are you gonna get good? Is Instagram?
Instagram. It's just Frankie Salles.
And that's really where the kids are most finding their information.
TikTok,
I know because all the older people we do a lot of Facebook only because with the events, it's easy to find events and organize events through Facebook more than Instagram because it's just the information. But so Instagram is where the best place to find you and catch up with what you're doing. And then you said Spotify, and then what was the other name? Tidal was the other name?
Apple Music and Spotify are the two big ones. That's like the most common.
Okay. I think your mom told me a story, and you could tell me this is completely wrong. It might even be one of the kids fucking sitting over here. Did one of your friends dig up a dead cat, or was there a possibility of digging up a dead cat in front of it instead of a timed capsule?
Was that one of us?
Does anybody have any
not us.
recollection of what I'm talking about?
No, definitely not us.
I thought your mom said that one of your friends was like, they were going to dig up a time capsule. And the grandma was like, oh, by the way, like, just be careful because there's like 25 cats dead. 25 cats buried down back.
That was Jack. It was Jack, yeah. I think it had to have been Jack.
Yeah, and so we're like, okay, so the ratio to the probability of digging up a dead cat versus a dead time capsule.
25 to 1.
Yeah.
Not looking good for you at all.
Because I have to write that into my act. Okay, now that I know it's you and Jack's cat. Okay, because I'm going to just say he's my friend to shorten cut the fat of that Jack.
Yeah, Jack's got some funny stories if you ever want to talk to him.
Yeah, that's just how life is. What's something embarrassing that's happened to you?
Something embarrassing?
Well, you were in a frat, so what's something embarrassing that made you do?
I cannot. We don't.
You cannot tell? Okay.
No, there was
you're
nothing
sworn
embarrassing.
to secrecy?
Nothing embarrassing.
Okay. What's some of the shit they put you through to make them your friends?
It's good vibes only. Good vibes and good times. Nothing bad ever.
Okay. All right. You sworn to secrecy. The statute of limitations is not up, guys.
I gotta take that out of my Instagram bio now.
Oh my god. No, I'm not. You brought it up actually.
Yeah.
But I did have a note about it because I knew you were in a frat. Who are some of your biggest influences, dead or alive?
Definitely J. Cole. Like as far as like music influences go, like J. Cole, is a big one. Like people that I just associate myself with, my friends.
Yeah.
Easily my biggest influence. Um, on the way here, we were in the car just like blasting my songs, like rapping them all together. And, like,
Oh,
that's
cute.
like that's such a good feeling.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it could bring tears to my eyes.
Oh,
like,
I know, but that's sweet. Like
mm-hmm.
amping you up, like that's like the kind of stuff that like
Yeah.
you fucking
Mm-hmm.
deathbed,
Exactly.
not soon, but
Mm-hmm.
you fucking that's the good shit
Yeah.
that you want to remember.
Yeah.
And that's really cool that they could be around to share that with you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Because comedy is very different in that we all want our turn and we all want our time.
Mm-hmm.
Like where you guys, it's more collaborative.
Mm-hmm.
Even rappers, it's like, oh well, I take this verse and you take that verse, and I guess comedy's the same in that when you perform a show, you have that big name on there, and then you want to be featured. So obviously you're saying J. Cole. Who are some other people that you work with personally that you really? I know you had said some friends. Is there anybody local that you haven't hooked up with it that you want to even talking to, or anybody else?
There's this kid Casey that goes to Marist. His rap name is just Case. He's pretty good. He's like verified on Instagram. Has like 12,000 followers. He does pretty well for himself.
Yeah.
And after my album dropped, he kind of reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, like I see what you're doing and I like respect it.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to come to the studio with me?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to a studio in Times Square, and actually he works with T.I.'s engineer.
Okay.
So I was like, "This is a great opportunity."
Yeah.
And that week, like 3 kids in my house got COVID. I couldn't go.
Oh, okay.
But we've been trying to like reconnect and get that going.
Yeah.
So definitely that's something I'm looking forward to.
Hell yeah. Have you filmed any videos or thought about filming any videos for your music?
I have not filmed any yet, but me and KP, the guy that does cover art, he's also kind of like the videographer. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like does all that stuff. He gets great shots. Like kid is super talented.
Cool.
We've been talking about videos for a while. He makes a lot of videos with Pino actually. We kind of got like some like rap group going on. Cult culture is what we call it.
Culture?
Yeah.
Okay, does that stand for anything?
Well, it's cult culture.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah, no, I don't really know. I just kind of like hop in
Yeah,
there
no, that's cute. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I'm gonna stop calling your shit cute. Sorry, cool. That's fucking dope, dog. I don't fucking know.
Now you're speaking my language.
I don't know. So yeah, I was talking about how Reasons is kind of about like ascension, and then Nuance was like kind of your 20-year-old kid self. What do you think? This new one needs hyping people up, but are you hyping them up for the party? Are you hyping them up for the hustle? What are you hyping people up for?
I feel like the hustle.
Yeah.
Definitely like the hustle. It's just, I mean, it's like a grind. I actually just recorded this one song that I really like. I'm putting it out soon.
Okay.
Putting it out very soon.
Okay.
It's called Animosity.
Okay.
And like the hook is just like, I got animosity, nobody's stopping me, fuck all these rappers, ain't nobody hot as me, like a bunch of stuff like that. Like I'm just like, I'm hyping myself up.
Yeah. Like
just a lot of good lyrics. I put my friend Connor on the song actually.
Okay.
Because he had been like writing music when he saw that I was writing music.
Cool.
And like to me that was cool. It was like I inspired somebody.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I was like, that's dope.
Yeah.
And we were in the car one day. He was like, "Yo, let me spit this shit for you really quick."
Hell yeah.
Went to put it on the aux, and then it ended up being the same beat that I had used. And I was like, "Bro, just hop on my song."
Oh my god.
And he went crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. And I don't believe in coincidences like that. Like I feel like it's definitely, the fact that you guys both just saying. I mean, I know that the beats are just like out there, and it's like not a big coincidence to have the same one, but for him to be like, "Oh, let me spit this up for you," and you're like, "Oh, I'm literally already working on that." Like,
yeah, it was crazy.
Just too perfect.
Yeah, so check that one out. That's Frankie Salles and C Bands.
And what is the name of that song?
Animosity.
Animosity. All right, cool. And that one, you didn't drop that one yet. So,
no, it's coming out. Like,
let me know. Seriously, send me your stuff after this because I try to repost like the guest stuff so people could stay in touch with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So definitely send me that afterwards. What else? Anything else in particular that you want to plug for yourself?
No, I mean, just check out my social media. The content is there. Like, as of recent, it's been a little bit dry, but it's only like the past like month or so. But everything's there. I mean, any artist that like you guys see, that they're working hard, just give them a chance. Because I guarantee you, so much goes on behind the scenes that you don't see.
Yeah.
My album that I dropped had 9 songs on it. I wrote 80.
Yeah.
Like 71 songs didn't make that cut.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The amount of time and the amount of music it's like the picture with the tip of the iceberg,
It
like
really
the
is, yeah.
like the success
Exactly.
mark versus like all the shit that's gone on and all the failures and all the shit that people are like, it's not really gonna, I don't know, like because you have to trust your voice, but you worked on for a very long time on other people's feedback and like how that works. People being like, oh yeah, cool, dude, that was a good one.
Exactly. Like,
versus
like back to the drawing board.
So it's something that you definitely have to get on top of, just because it's very important, the content game. So after you drop this one, whether you make a video to promote it or clip it out or just a good amount of picking, just spend a day where you take pictures in a cool outfit and a cool fucking several cool outfits, whatever, just so people know like what's going on. We try to take pictures of our shit just because it's like it's the only way. You got to link people as many ways to your stuff as possible.
I completely understand. I feel like people, one of my like best received posts, like usually like you see like on social media like short posts get people's attention but don't keep them for too long. One of my best received posts is when I put out my album. I posted like a bunch of just pictures like me with the setup that I use, and it was like I have this Amazon box that I bought something, and I don't remember what it was, and I put a bunch of soundproof panels in it and just like put the mic right in there. Had a picture of me like wrapping into the cardboard box. Stuff like that, and like wrote out the whole like this is what the album means to me, and like really tried to connect people with what I'm actually doing. And that was like, I got a lot of comments on that. A lot of people reached out and they were like, congratulations. A lot of people bought the album too, which is, I mean, like, to buy albums.
Seriously, fuck. That's awesome. That's really cool, and that's people that know you. And a lot of people have said to me like, you should sell merch, and I'm like, I'd end up buying a bunch of merch and giving it away. But it's really cool to have people to be able to support you like that, and to show that like even just because so many of us are in different walks of life, especially as a 21-year-old kid, man, like for your friends to like put out money like that, that's really cool. So what's your like, I know this is like total not 40-hour work week question, but what's like your next 5-year plan? Like you want to put out an album, 2 albums every year, like what's the plan? Like, I mean,
honestly, like when music is just flowing for me, it just comes. I have dry spells like everybody, everyone does, but when it's like going, it goes pretty quick. So I hit a hot streak and wrote a bunch of songs in like under a month. And like recorded everything. I kind of like with that, I take things like day by day. But every day, like I do writing drills every day, like to keep like, even if I can't make music, like if I can't find the time, I'm like taking 20 minutes out of my day to like make sure at least like my mind stays like in that mode.
And what would one of those drills be like? Based on a rhythm or based on a premise?
It's like it's like sit down, and I try to do it in the morning when like my mind is still like kind of whatever. And wake up 10 minutes, like set a timer and just write like pen to the page for 10 minutes straight, anything that comes to my mind. Like the goal is to just not stop writing. And once the timer goes off, write a 16-bar verse using the same rhyme. So like there's like rhyme schemes like A B, where like the first and third will rhyme, second and fourth will rhyme. This is just like A, just like straight like rhyming the whole way through. And then after that, put on a timer, 7 minutes, and make a full song in 7 minutes. Like no matter how bad it is, just make a song in 7 minutes. And the goal of that one is to like teach you to stop overthinking. Like I've written some of my best. I actually wrote Animosity on that 7-minute drill.
Oh wow! Wow! So like that was one of my questions. Was what was the quickest you've ever written a song? And I'm guessing the 7 minutes.
Definitely.
Like
that was the only one that's like really worked for me. Like that I've gotten like something productive.
But it just happened to get you in that right groove.
Exactly.
And that's how I feel comedy, and it's the same with rapping. Is once you have your voice, you kind of get to a point where it's like No, I just know that this will work for me. Like, cause there's times where I used to go to open mics and check off what got laughs and go, and now I'll go to a show that people are paying for and I fucking will try a new joke. And it's like, because there's my friends that have seen me before, so I have to have new material at all times. And I just have to trust myself at some point. And then there's the tried and true shit that you know works. Yeah. But like, so okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's 7 minutes to get that work in. Yeah. So that's cool. You flex it like a muscle. Yeah. Yeah, like, and it's really almost like setting it to a it's almost setting it like a workout, you know, just like even how you said like, oh, by this time I want this much of it done. And so the next 3 songs, do you have any idea what those are going to be about, or you just need 3 songs where you don't give a fuck? I'm just gonna, whatever happens. Hey, I better wake up and have 3 songs by August. Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know. I have the first like 6 songs are like basically like they're on their way to being done. Okay. I've got like 3 that are probably like done, like ready to go right now if I wanted. But the way that I kind of like work my albums, I think that like the flow of albums, while we're on the topic, is like a lost art.
Oh my God. So, like, and it's so important.
It is, yeah. Like you want to be able to listen to an album straight through. Oh yeah. Like when I made Leap of Faith, I made it purposely so you could listen to the intro and end on the last song, and there's a flow to it. Right. So with Heating Up, even though it's more like hype shit, like I don't want to lose the fact that I'm still an artist. I'm not just a rapper. Right. So, like, there's an intro song. Yeah. So there is an intro song. Okay. First line of the whole album's I'm heating up. Yeah. I'm heating up. Mama told me I'm the prodigal son. Mama told me to get the profit and run. Like, just like whatever. Yeah. I had to drop that one really quick. I like that one. But yeah, so usually the way that I go is like drop into an album like super hard, get people's attention, and then phase out into a little more of the, like the vulnerable, like softer stuff. As people have been listening to it for a while. Show what you could do, you know. So I might do some of that. Definitely not as vulnerable as the first album, but I might touch on some stuff that I've been wanting to talk about. Yeah. But still in a way where it's like I'm upgrading from the first one. Cool. So cool. Very cool. I look forward to it. You're gonna have to send it to me, like I said. Definitely. Life creates art, they say, and I didn't always understand that. So do you feel like you have to start living before you can put so much pressure to do all these albums? Do you feel like you have to take a break at some point, go on some vacations, and definitely decompress? It's very stressful. I mean, with everything going on, like it's just school and then like straight to work and then like music. It's just there's a lot on my plate all the time. Yeah. And I think that's why I do take breaks from music. Like I will take like a month like hiatus and just like sometimes like not even do writing drills for like 2 weeks just to like really like let myself like drift. Yeah. Because you need new experiences. Like you have to go learn stuff to come back and be better. Right. You know, or you have nothing to fucking rap about. Exactly. If you don't disconnect and like really kind of like look at things for what they are, you're not gonna like learn anything. Right. So like I'll take times where I just listen to music and like I'm listening to it with the intent of learning. Right. Yeah, I'm not like just like bullshitting myself. Yeah, see what people are doing. That's that's different than what's on your mind. Okay, so we talked about some videos, best ways to find you online, balance. What keeps you motivated? I know you said you've always put this kind of pressure on yourself. But what else keeps you going? What else makes you tick? Like, are you a coffee drinker? Are you fucking, do you work out? Are you just, are you fucking one of those people that just has a ton of energy? What do you do to keep yourself going? I mean, really, like, the music thing is what, like, keeps me going. Like, that's my relaxation. I have work, I have school, and then like when I write music is when I feel fulfilled. And it's almost like it makes me feel weird sometimes because it's like I'm getting like I made Dean's List like last semester, like the last 2 semesters in a row. Oh yeah. And it's like, thank you. And it's like that's cool, but I literally told my mom, I was like, go put it with the rest. Like I don't care. Like what I want to do is music. Right. You know, so it's like that. That like accolade writing doesn't mean much to me in relation. Yeah, it's like writing that song. That's what like keeps me going, like to make the next one. Yeah. But as far as like lifestyle things, I like going to the gym with my friends. Okay. Yeah, we go together and it's villainous. It's like because you're amping each other. Oh yeah, we're just hyped. Yeah, I don't know how we haven't gotten kicked out of LA Fitness. Like it's bad. Well, I'm pretty sure you have to pay to be in LA Fitness. So it's probably hard to kick you out. We get close sometimes. It might be hard, but we definitely get there sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So working out. Do you swim at all when you're at LA Fitness? They have a gym there, and they have a pool there now.
No, I do like swimming though. My
Yeah.
uncle has a pool. I like to swim in his pool. I was like tossed in the pool when I was a kid, like just learned.
Yeah.
I love swimming, love being in the water, but no, when we go, we work out, and then sometimes we'll play basketball after.
Yeah.
I'm not good at basketball. I get washed every time on the court.
Did you play any sports in high school?
I played baseball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your brother, like we said, is football, and does he play other sports too?
He plays basketball as well. But
Okay.
going into college, he's just playing football.
Yeah. Cool. What else do you like to? Are you a gamer at all, or what other hobbies do you have? Do you read?
I want to start reading. My friend Lucas is very like spiritual.
Yeah.
And he like reads all these like books that are like supposed to be super good for you.
Yeah.
Definitely, like I want to get into that. I don't really know where to start.
Yeah.
But like that kid is on like another level. Like,
yeah, no, it's one of those things I yell at myself quite a bit because I don't read enough. I was a philosophy major in college and minor. Did I say major? Minor in college. But anyways, it was like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read more when I graduate, and I really haven't. And it's important because for me, like even if I started reading history, there's so much you could wrap in. Yeah, Immortal Technique.
Learn about anything.
Oh my God, you listen to him like Immortal Technique? Do you know what that is? Okay, we'll get you enlightened after that. But you can listen to him, and there's literally like every song, maybe 30 to 50 references from history that you could look up and read on. Seriously, oh yeah, dope as fuck, dude. Yeah, and his whole thing, and I very much, I always say, his whole thing is he's obnoxious, and he says, burn it off the internet and bump it outside. Like literally, like my music is the way I want to share it. This is because the quote is not his quote, but one of the famous quotes is, you have to the magic of life is I'm butchering it. The magic of life is to like find your passion, and then the true meaning of life is to give it away. And like with comedy, like and with music, like obviously we would love to be rich and famous and make money, but in the meantime, we have to give it away for free and hope that people enjoy it while we're around for them to enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God! But yeah, Immortal Technique. Yeah, if you're considering yourself a rap artist, I'm a little ashamed of you. Yeah. No, he's a fucking dope. I've seen him live so many times too. Like he's fucking ill as fuck. And the only thing that he will not, and I've quoted him on this too. He will sign anything after a show. He'll sit and sign and talk to every single person that's came to pay a ticket to see him. Jim Gaffigan does the same thing. Who's a famous comedian. And he will sign anything for free except Red Sox paraphernalia, and he will not sign anything with the American flag on it because he loves our country, but he hates our government. And he's a New York fucking rap artist, so he obviously thinks it's just sign any Boston Red Sox bullshit. But yeah, that's Immortal Technique. He's fucking dope as fuck. If you don't know, this kid's 21, so we'll give him a break here. We have a couple minutes left. What else do you want to talk about? We were talking about some vulnerabilities through family and stuff. How do you feel a decentralized family has helped you?
I mean, it like definitely taught me responsibility.
Yeah,
like, that was the reason why I started working.
And
it was like I feel like my brother, he just started working too, and like already I could see like the responsibilities like kick into him, and it's like it changes everything.
And it's important to know the value of a dollar and to work for your shit.
Absolutely.
Like,
my first paycheck that I got when I was like 15, I was like, oh, like let's go out, like me and my friends. I was like, I'll fucking pay for everybody. I don't give a shit. I got my first paycheck. Never again, unless I'm making like big money. Like trust me, I would, if I had the money, I'd fly all my friends out wherever, and like we would just go have a good time on me.
Yes.
But like right now,
you guys need to fucking make your money.
I'll make a minimum wage. Not right now.
I love you guys, but it's not happening.
No, not today. Maybe next week.
Yeah. Well, no, I definitely agree. And what's cool is, I'll be a little forward. Your mom had told me the one day that, like, your dad, your parents are divorced, and like your dad and maybe your girlfriend or your brother's girlfriend was like over for dinner, and your dad didn't leave, and your mom was making dinner, and your dad stayed, and your mom's like, yeah, I'm divorced from him. I'm like, I could eat. I'm not gonna throw him out and go make him buy dinner somewhere else. And I was like, that was really cool of you, Marianne, because like there are a lot of bitches, ladies, men that fucking cannot do that, cannot set aside their shit, and are like, get away, and it's like, we could share a meal together. We have these beautiful kids together. We have our great, we did love each other at one point, just because we don't want to stay married, like, and that's really cool that like it can come full circle like that, because I know it takes a long time to get to that point. I've been through a divorce, and people are like, oh, you've been married? I'm like, I'm married now, but I was with my divorce through my parents. Like, I feel like I went through that shit. Like, I feel like I've been through a divorce. So it's cool to see that, like, that came full circle, and like that was really cool to hear Marianne say that.
Yeah, no, they definitely, I mean, like, they did it as right as any two people getting divorced can. Not to get like too personal, but they did it right. And like now, like, they're always able to come together and like do good by me and my brother. So.
Yeah, and the fact that you guys are both doing so well that they could share in that responsibility. And like, I know that your parents, like, united front, just because I've known your mom for so long, that it's like, knowing you guys when you were younger, like, united front, one of the kids is in trouble, oh, you're staying in trouble, where I've known a lot of my friends, they'd be divorced, and they'd be like, all right, I'm in trouble, like, fuck you, going to dad's house. So it's like, not in trouble over dad's house, like,
do whatever I want at dad's house.
It's like, exactly. And then it's like, no, calling up, like, no, he's grounded, like, he's not doing shit around either of us.
Yeah,
like,
no, we definitely didn't get away with any of that, especially when you would try it too, and then it's worse.
Yeah, they're like, exactly.
You think they're not working together, but they are.
Yeah, and I've also had friends that are like, oh, mom didn't give me any money, or dad didn't give me any money, and then getting played and getting money from both parents. So like, it's really cool that your family, I'd say it's not like a broken family. It's like, my family's just decentralized. Like, they just live in different houses. Like, and that's like pretty modern these days now. You know, like.
Definitely.
Just because you did mention that on your album as well, and I feel like that's good to mention, because a lot of people can connect with that, whether you have I feel like a lot of kids our age now aren't even getting married, they're having kids together, and they're deciding whether they want to get married, like, down the line, because they're like, we don't necessarily have to divvy all our shit and go through all this right away. Like, it's kind of interesting. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you'll get married, or you're not sure? You have no idea? You don't care?
I mean, I think definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just because like my parents didn't work doesn't mean that like I am not going to, like, at some point.
Yeah.
I definitely could see it happening. I mean, I'm like, if I like happen to get famous and happen to get a ton of money, like, I wouldn't mind like getting married like a little bit younger, like having kids a little bit younger. Like, I feel like it would be so cool to have like my little like son just like mobbing with me at all times. Like, I feel like that's so cool, but. I mean, I'm in no rush. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's me. But I'm in no rush. But,
okay, DJ Khaled. We were talking about DJ Khaled earlier, and we were like, how his son has like a $15,000 watch. I'm like, it's probably because they fucking charges for his son to be at the fucking studio. Yeah. So like, legitimately, his son should fucking have a $15,000 watch, I guess, right? Like,
I mean, there's
that's like fucking crazy.
Rappers did it all the time. They give their kids like those crazy like iced out chains. Yeah. And I'm like you could hear like in the video, like they run past it, it's like plastic. And I'm just like, yep, that makes sense.
It's just crazy the celebrities and their kids, because some of the celebrities you see that they will. Like Michael Jackson, his son was blanket. Like, he didn't want anyone to know what his son looked like. And like, I've seen other celebrities where you could see that, like, the age of the kid and the gender based on what they're wearing. I guess maybe you can't see the gender based on what they're wearing, but whatever. They fucking will have like emojis over their face or something to at least give that kid some sense of privacy, I guess, so they could sell their face when they're 18 or whatever. Like, whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I agree with that to whatever extent. Like, I think like you don't want to throw your kid into fame. Like, it should be a choice a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's weird that like I even have cousins and stuff that's like they have a hashtag for their kid before the kid's born, and a lot of these girls, they've got sonograms and the name of the baby and stuff
Mhm.
before it's born, and it's like that's kind of like sacred, right? Like
Yeah,
it's weird.
Mhm.
It's definitely weird. And you're so much younger than me, so you're growing up in this digital age. So like I'm saying how fucking weird it is, and you're
Mhm.
probably like, oh wow, that is kind
I
of
don't
weird
know.
when you think about it.
No, it definitely is. I think about that a lot. Like, I definitely question a lot of the shit that goes on. Like,
Yeah.
cause I mean, like, I like in high school was definitely like very like out there, like a lot of shit like on social media. Now that I've like grown up and kind of like learned from my mistakes, it's like
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
it's
Because
like,
when you're a kid, you put it
oh
out
yeah, you do
there, and then it
everything,
can
put
be
everything
used
everywhere. Yeah.
used against you.
Exactly, and it's like if I would have just kept my mouth shut, like you know how much of a better situation that would have been.
Yeah.
So it's like now I just kind of keep everything like kind of under wraps. I realistically I wouldn't even have Instagram if I didn't have music.
Right,
Like,
right. I know. I got rid of all my stuff, and then I went to an open mic for comedy, and they were
Mhm.
like, "You need a
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, you
like you
absolutely
need
need
to
it.
like have
Yeah.
an Instagram."
Yeah.
And it was good that I had deleted all my other stuff because you can't. Because now I go on like comedian shit, and like
Mhm.
I go back to like 2007 when they're in
Mhm.
like high school with like a
Yeah.
40 in their hand. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro, like you should delete that now. You're
Yeah,
like trying to
exactly.
like get jobs and shit. Like
That's why I had it. Yeah, especially with like jobs, because
yeah, you cleaned your
I'm
shit
playing like a
up.
little bit of a dangerous game. I feel because to promote my music, everything has to be public, obviously.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I like my like school and my career, like that kind of stuff is like that's almost like my plan B.
Yeah.
But I'm building that up in case I do fail. Like I refuse to be somebody that like doesn't be successful in any way.
Yeah.
So it's like if I fail with music, like I want to have a backup, like a degree. I want to be able to go somewhere.
Right.
So it's like I'm still getting internships. I'm still getting jobs.
Yeah.
But my music and my social media are all public, and it's like a rapper's Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's like corporate America. If they're looking at my account, are they gonna not hire me because I rap?
Yeah,
Like that's like something that I've been trying
and
to
that's
balance
honestly
as well.
like it becomes like to like a moral dilemma on their place where they really shouldn't even be judging you on that because like my comedy, like I didn't tell them I was a comedian when I started, and then I came out of the closet that I was a comedian because like when I first started doing comedy, I was joking about smoking weed, I was just joking about just everything, and it really was putting myself out there. And then it's like at the same time I'm an adult and this is joking, and you can say it's a persona. So many rappers say I'm fucking shooting people and they didn't fucking shoot nobody. You know what I mean? It's like, so you could also say I'm a storyteller, and like I also make it I exaggerate to make the story better. So like if you're gonna not maybe you don't want to be doing like keg stands and drinking like a bunch of like like having like Henny like dripped into your like face and stuff. Like,
I mean,
like,
definitely not on camera at least, but
like
you catch C-bands on a good night, the Hennessy shower.
But like you know what I mean, like you want to keep it on the wraps, but
absolutely.
Under wraps. No, it's a tricky line, but it's really the social media game. You have to have yourself out there, and it gets to a point where they just have to accept you for it. Like I said, I came out of the your mom's always been a great supporter of my comedy, which is great, and like you need that. You need people who come out and support you and get set aside that Frankie can rap and Frankie could also be a normal human being and do it.
Exactly.
He can do both.
Yeah,
like
it's a persona. It's like it's a mental switch almost.
And it's still you being raw, and it's still you, but it's a stage version of you.
Yeah, exactly. There's a place and time for everything, and it's like you have to know that.
And even you saying that you have to like turn it on. It's not just like I'm driving all the time and being able to rap. I really have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not gonna be like at my like office job like writing lyrics. Like no, I'm gonna be doing my work, or I'm gonna be like if I'm like killing time, I'm gonna be on my phone. Like it's two completely different. Like,
I'm gonna be on Facebook. I'm killing my time.
But
it's
like
Instagram. Sorry, excuse me.
But it's two like totally different mindsets. Like like when I'm in like rap mode, like phone is like off, face down, away from me. Like I don't want anything from my normal life like leaking into that and like ruining that moment.
Exactly. And it's kind of the be here and now thing, and it's how you get into the flow when you only have that mental space for it. It's good, like then because then the stuff that's happened to you recently, you can reflect on it. So I think it's really good. I can't believe you're fucking 21 years old. You speak very proper. How you carry yourself very well. I can't believe you already have one album down and then you have another one in the works. That I can't wait to hear it. I really did enjoy the first one. I can't wait to hear the second one. I really appreciate you coming out. Please tell everyone again where they can find you. on the interwebs?
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything is just Frankie Salles, just my name. It's on the screen. It's gonna be on the screen.
Yes,
Right?
it's on the screen
just
right
like
now.
that.
Frankie with an I-E, Salles, S-A-L-L-E-S.
Spotify, Apple Music, all the same stuff, just my name.
Okay.
So,
all right,
all
and
there.
I'm Mandy Jones, the comedian. All my stuff is also on Apple, YouTube, Facebook Live. You can find me, Mandy Jones, the comedian, on Apple Podcasts. So all that will be available here as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys should check out Leap of Faith by Frankie Salles. And did you tell me the name of the new album?
Heating Up.
Heating Up. You did tell me the name of the album several times. Heating Up, his new album coming out. Check that out. That's going to be out sooner than you know it. Frankie, thank you so much for your time.
Can I say something really quick?
Absolutely.
If you came here because of me, if you're one of my people watching this, definitely check her out. She's dope and did me a huge favor.
Thank you very much. Thank you. If you found the show, share this show. Mandy Jones, the comedian. Please subscribe on YouTube. Frank, you are awesome. You're a great kid. I can't wait to see what you've done and what you do. And don't forget me when you make it, okay?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Shout out to Mandy Jones, the comedian, when Frankie Salles makes it. I appreciate your time. Get home safe, everyone. Be good.
Have a good one.